Hey, how's everyone doing? It's Indy here with Ultimate Tour Reviews. Well, today we are going to be covering Mango Power with their battery backup systems. They do 120, 240 volt systems. And of course, I've covered a lot of that in the channel, guys, in the past with a lot of the battery backup stuff, solar power stuff. I've done gas generators too. And there is a lot of pros to going all battery backup entirely with solar, and there's some awesome deals right now from Mango Power. So we're going to cover some of their 75% off deals here. There's a lot of cool stuff there that happens with that stuff, and technology is always changing pretty quick. We're seeing a lot of updates to this stuff, a lot of stuff moving really, really quick, and it's always fun to see that stuff. All right, so here's the Mango Power E home backup and portable power station, down from $4,200, 74% off, down to about $1,100. So we have about a 14,000 watt hour capacity on this here if you buy the extra batteries on there. Pretty wild stuff there. It is a fantastic deal for what you're getting. 10-year warranty, by the way. 10-year warranty. A lot of other brands I've covered on the channel do like a 2, 3, maybe 4, up to 5-year warranty there. But Mango Power is doing a full 10-year warranty on this stuff, which is absolutely incredible. You really want to have that, if you get to year, 6, 7, you suddenly have an issue there. These aren't really serviceable by themselves, so having that extra peace of mind and that 10-year warranty is absolutely awesome there. Of course, you can pair this stuff with the solar panels, as you can see here, and they also offer a 30 amp hour fast charging cable is required, of course, to have that fully charged up there within a reasonable amount of time there. And they're claiming 6,000 cycles over a 20-year lifespan, which that's assuming it's fully charged and discharged once every 1.5 days. That's actually a great point, because would you actually utilize this thing every 1.5 days or every 36 hours, do a full discharge and recharge? Probably not. So, would you expect to see over a 20-year lifespan on this component? Probably, so that's pretty cool there. But not a bad deal at $1,100, guys, especially for the amount of battery capacity that you're getting out of this thing is pretty awesome. And that fast charge there is only 1.5 hours to fast charge. Of course, that's going to be at 30 amps, so that's going to be a lot of power there, so be aware of that. But this thing's actually pretty small, pretty easy to maneuver around. Looks like like a suitcase cooler that you would wheel around, of course. Not too bad there. Let's look at the specs in this thing here. Kind of curious on the weight as well too here. 100 pounds, that's about to be expected there. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, that's nice. You can monitor that with your app as well. So pretty solid unit here. This is definitely going to be a pretty cool unit here for the temps as well at 113 max. -4 degrees is going to be your lowest temperature there. All right, let's check out the larger 240 volt kit here. This is actually a fantastic deal here. Coming down from $1,800 here. This is the full 70% off, down to $2,200 here. This is going to be one of their biggest deals ever here. This includes the wall kit here, as well as 2 power kits here. This is going to be a monster capacity kit here that you can plug right into your garage, or if you have an RV like I do, you could utilize this. I'm actually curious what the weight is on this. I think the other one was 100 pounds. I'm assuming that these two put together probably be right around 200 pounds, which isn't terrible when you want to add battery backup. That's not a huge amount to add to an RV. I'm also thinking, yeah, there it is, washer dryer setups there. I was looking at that too. I'm like, that's a great idea. If your power goes out, and you want to be able to still power a washer dryer, there you go. There's an easy option right there. Again, all the same specs as the other one. -4, 113 there. We're just getting basically double the amount of power out of this thing. And you can always look this up to solar panels. I'm pretty sure they make solar panels as well too still that handle these pretty large battery backups here with a huge capacity. That is just incredible that we're seeing all these capacities now. And yeah, this is a pretty awesome deal right now, guys. Seeing it at $2,200, 75% off. That is absolutely incredible. Actually, is there a kit with solar? Yeah, here we go. Here's a kit with solar. There we go. Also 72% off, down from that's $17,195, down to just under $5,000. That's pretty wild. These also include the extra battery packs on top, as well as the larger panels. So that's pretty cool. We are seeing some really awesome stuff here. I've been saying, guys, when this stuff gets much more affordable, like it's getting now, this is when it's really going to be jumped on really, really quick. We're going to really see, a huge jump on a lot of these battery backups. And when you compare it with, a good solar system, I've done a few of the older versions a couple of years back. They take forever to charge. When you're packing in a lot more of these panels here, you can really charge these things up quite a bit quicker, which is going to be awesome. They have a couple other things, too, that are going on sale, too. We have the portable power station. This is the big battery kit. This is also going on sale for 60% off, down from $72.49 to $2,300. And what is this? Big battery kit final price is $2,000. Discount will auto apply at checkout. All right, that's a pretty cool deal there. You can also use the Shop Pay or PayPal, where you get the monthly payments down to $123 or $207 there with Shop Pay. So you can break that up if you want to as well. And there we go. Another awesome deal. You can add the big battery kit in there, and it looks like it's just one cable. It'd be kind of cool if they had like a thing to connect it, like almost like a connector built in there, but it might be a safety hazard if you don't have them plugged in. So that's kind of cool though. But of course, it's always advancing, always new technologies happening here. Here is your solar setup diagram as well too. Pretty easy to set that up. Not a big deal there. All right, let's move on to the home backup station. My father's actually got one of these, and he absolutely loves it. He is big into solar. He does a lot of the battery backup stuff. He's actually on the coast here in Florida, and so when we get a hurricane that comes in, man, he is out of power for quite a while. And when I went out of power last time we had a hurricane, we used a lot of solar here to, of course, power a lot of our devices. Super handy to have here. I mean, if you can pick up for $3,000, that's awesome right now. Look at this, 60% off, pretty much $10,000, coming down to about $3,300. And of course, the home price kit using the discount code Mango500 is going to be $2,800. That's a great deal for this. Man, 20-year lifespan, 10-year warranty on this. Great deal. Of course, that does include the panel as well too, so you can of course power your hot water heater, and of course a separate pump there. So that is pretty cool, being able to basically do a whole home battery backup. Of course, you can add in additional power banks on this. You want to go larger, as we can see here. Gives us a lot of the here's what you can power kind of stuff. All right, so let's see here. We can power a heater for almost 7 hours there, rescue equipment for 9 hours. We got submersible pumps, which are going to be like your pumps in the basements there for 7 hours. We have a smartphone, 2,160 charges of your smartphone, so that'll last you about a year. No, that'll last you a little longer than that. You can run AC for 8 hours, which is nice. We're in Florida here. It gets pretty hot. Even run the AC for 2 hours a day for 4 days, would be awesome to have. But the big one that I tell everyone that everyone seems to ignore is going to be the refrigerator and microwave. Those are the two biggest ones. If you got no power, you have to run your refrigerator. Of course, you're going to lose $100 in food. And the microwave, you're going to be able to, make something out of that food there. Those are the big ones. If you don't have gas or charcoal on your grill, and if you don't even have a grill at all, it's a bit of an issue. So microwave, refrigerator are the two big ones. In fact, you can run this for like a week. That's what you want to be able to do, is run your refrigerator and run your microwave. You have to keep the food safe, and of course, make the food if you're stuck at home when you don't have power, like there's an emergency happening. That's what you want to definitely look out for there, guys. So again, guys, we are looking at about 100 pounds here per unit, so pretty standard across the board there. And guys, I'll put some links in the description, guys. You want to check out this stuff out, to mangopower.com. They have some awesome stuff going on right now, guys. Awesome deals. Some of their lowest pricing of the year. And again, guys, a 10-year warranty. Absolutely fantastic what they're doing, guys. So guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great day and stay safe out there.